right, so hello everyone. We're going to play a little short 5-minute video before we start our presentation. So while this is playing, feel free to come in and find a seat, come down here and pick up some flyers, okay?
It's a huge privilege to serve as the Dean of the School of Physical Sciences. I'm standing on the shoulders of giants and representing a spectacular group of students, faculty, and staff members. Each of our 4 departments, chemistry, earth system science, mathematics, and physics and astronomy, is internationally recognized to be at the forefront of modern scholarship.
UC Irvine set up the first Earth System Science Department in America. A UC Irvine professor-student team won the Nobel Prize for discovering that CFCs destroy the ozone layer. A UC Irvine glaciologist's work led to one of last month's reports showing one of the world's major ice sheets in irreversible retreat. Students and professors are in the field working to predict changing weather patterns, fire seasons, and water tables, working to understand how shifting seasons affect global ecosystems.
Founding the chemistry department set a mark which the rest of us have been very, very eager to watch for a long time, allowing many other people to think about the Earth's place in the cosmos.
I'd like to know how to use mathematics to secure communications over the internet or secure your data if it's on the cloud. One of my current projects is involved with getting mathematicians and computer scientists to talk to each other about cryptography and to solve problems in cryptography.
I grew up studying elliptic curves in an era when nobody ever thought that elliptic curves could be applied, but now you use elliptic curves when you use the internet. One of the important things about certainly doing commercial things on the internet is keeping transactions secret or keeping certain things secret, and mathematics is at the center of that.
I came in the fall of 1971 as the first woman in the department and the first astrophysicist. I've always wanted to know everything about everything. Much of what I've done in recent years has been history, scientometrics, discovering which telescopes are the most productive, trying to understand why different telescopes have been more productive at different eras.
A big chunk of the universe is made of something called dark matter. We don't know what that is. And an even bigger chunk of the universe is something called dark energy, which is even weirder. Figuring out what the dark matter is and why it's that weird is one of these big questions that we're trying to answer. I try to use galaxies and the large-scale structure of the universe to sort of unlock that mystery.
The LHC it's really all about discovery and it's an exploration. We're looking for different kinds of things, new crazy kinds of things. We're looking for patterns. It's just like the periodic table.
We are doing research at the collider at CERN, and so we collide protons together, and we're looking to create new particles and see what kind of particles there are out there in the universe.
The big question in Mexico City was, what was the cause of this pollution? And so our study led to a law that said your LPG cannot contain more than 1% of these baroreactive LPG components, because 5 or 6% of the LPG was causing 50% of the pollution.
What attracted me to UC Irvine in the first place was this sort of undying curiosity that I recognized from the first moments that I arrived, and I wanted to be part of that. And so the thing that makes me run to work every day is the thought that we can use inventions like this mechanical unfolding and refolding of proteins and use it in new ways to access diagnostics, to access proteins that otherwise we couldn't study, that are inaccessible, and then maybe even to potentially find new ways to tackle diseases like cancer.
So welcome and congratulations on your admission to UCI, right? So I just want to let you guys know we are going to be live streaming this online too, which is why I'm mic'd right now. So if I start to do weird things or if I repeat what questions you guys are asking me, that's why, okay? So I want to start this off by asking how many of you guys in here are freshmen? Raise your hands. All right, how many of you guys are transfers? All right, we got a few transfers in here. Okay, how many of you in here were admitted as math majors? All right, chemistry. Very cool. Physics. All right, and earth system science or environmental science. Very cool. Well, congratulations. My name is Jillian. I'm one of the academic counselors here. I graduated in mathematics back in 2014. So I know what some of you guys are in for if you guys choose to come to UCI, all right? So welcome to the School of Physical Sciences. Before you guys get a little too freaked out, for those of you who are here in person, this is the largest lecture hall on campus, okay? So we snagged this room for you all so you'd have plenty of space in here today. Woo. All right, so in the School of Physical Sciences, we have 4 academic counselors. There's my boss, Don Williams, who graduated here with a double major in chemistry and biology. There's myself, my coworker Mike, and my coworker Steph. Ooh, going a little fast. All right, we have our dean Janda, who was a professor here in the Department of Chemistry, and our associate dean for undergraduate students, who is Professor Van Vranken, who is a professor of chemistry as well. Trust me, these are very nice people. Our associate dean is a very nice person, but he only deals really with one thing, and that's academic dishonesty, so you want to see his picture up here and then never again, right? All right, so at UCI, we have this wonderful program called the Peer Academic Advising Program, which I was a part of when I was a student here. And so what we do is we take in students who are the best of the best, and they end up working for us, and they go through a serious training process. And so if you guys ever come into our office or if you stop by our booth, we do have 3 lovely peer advisors who can tell you a little bit about their experience being a student here, as well as working here in the advising realm. All right, so what I am going to do today is I'm going to give you guys a good presentation, and then we actually have a few surprises that are not in the booklets. We do have a professor of chemistry here, Professor Martins, who's going to stay afterwards and answer some questions. And then we will also be doing some lab tours for physics with our graduate associate dean, Professor McWilliams. So he's going to do 2 different lab tours, one at 12 and one at 12:30. We will not be live streaming anything past the presentation today, but just to let you guys know, in case you were planning on doing anything a little later today, we do have those surprises that we didn't put in the pamphlet, okay? All right, so I'm sure you guys want to hear all about our academics that we have here, right? Of course, that's what you're here for. All right, so in the School of Physical Sciences, we have 6 majors in 4 different departments. So we have our Bachelor's of Science in Chemistry. As a surprise to you guys, we actually are going to be adding in some different specializations and concentrations for next year, brand new. I don't have them just yet up there, but I think you guys are doing what? Nuclear, theoretical, some biochem. There's going to be some interesting things thrown in there to give you guys a little bit more options for specializing within chemistry. In mathematics, we have the mathematics major with several different concentrations and specializations, some of the most popular being the concentration in mathematical finance and specializing in applied and computational mathematics. For our Earth System Science department, we do have 2 different degrees. We have a degree in environmental science, which is a Bachelor's of the Arts and a policy-based degree. And then we have our Bachelor's of Science, which is our Earth System Science degree. Okay, if you guys were admitted into one or the other and you might want to change or you want to know more, definitely come visit our booth and we can talk to you about that. We have our bachelor's degree in physics and our bachelor's degree in applied physics. Okay, our bachelor's degree in applied physics is a little bit new. I believe this was the first year you guys could actually apply for applied physics, and I know that some of you guys were accepted into that, and it's a wonderful new major. It's a major that's focusing in engineering and in biomedical physics. Our pure physics degree has computational physics, philosophy of physics, and our Cal Teach option. So, how many of you guys in here think you might want to be a teacher someday? Yeah? Anyone else? Well, I've got some great news for you guys. You guys can finish your bachelor's degree and your teaching credential if you're freshmen within your 4 years here, and if you're a transfer student within your 2 to 3 years here at UCI, which is really nice. It saves a lot of money, right? All the parents out there are like, yes. All right, so we have tons of different honors opportunities here at UCI, okay? There is sorry about that. Don't mean to make you all dizzy out there. All right, so we do have honors programs. We do have honors courses. There is a campus-wide honors program, which some of you may have been accepted into already. You can also apply for that once you are a student here. We also have honors programs within each one of our majors. So if you decide that you don't want to do the campus-wide honors program, you can still choose to do an honors track within the school that you are in or within the major that you are in. There are also honors classes in the chemistry department, and there will actually be a brand new math honors sequence starting next year as well. So you guys can take honors classes if you want to. You guys can try for the honors program, which gives you great research experience. If you want to go to graduate school, it helps you work on a thesis while you're an undergrad, and it's a pretty good program in my opinion. You can do both. You can do both campus-wide honors and an honors program within your degree as well. All right, so what sets us apart? Other than, of course, we're the best campus, right? Woohoo! All right, so UCI, we have been continuously ranked, right? We have been growing in ranking as far as I am concerned. But as far as physical sciences goes, some of the things that are my personal favorite, the first thing is our mentorship program. We have this incredible mentorship program for juniors and seniors where we actually pair you up with someone who is working in the field and working in the area that you are interested in working in so that you can get some experience in that area, get to network with people who are already working in that area, and I can tell you a lot of our students end up getting internships and job opportunities out of this mentorship program. I think right now we have close to, about 90 students who are participating and 55 mentors for this year. And that program has been growing every single year, so it's a pretty great program to be a part of. So UCI, we are one of the top producers of physics and chemistry degrees in the nation, which is really cool, right? All three of the Nobel Peace Prize winners have been within the School of Physical Sciences, and we will be getting into that a little bit later on today, okay? All right, research. About half of our graduating students participate in some type of research before they graduate. So I know what you guys are thinking. At UCI, one of the reasons why I decided to come to UCI, and I think one of the reasons why a lot of students decide to come to UCI, is that we try to be really interdisciplinary here. We try to mix and match different disciplines so that we can really come up with creative solutions. And the thing that I really like about UCI is that students can participate in research in any department that they want to do research in. So we have a lot of students who are in applied physics, who are interested in engineering, who do research in engineering and physics, right? So you are not restricted to doing research just within your department, although the research in our department is fantastic. So these are some examples of some research that's currently going on here at UCI. My favorite, or one of my favorites, is Professor Mick Williams, who is actually doing research right now with biosci faculty members on lasers and how to use them best in surgeries like tonsil removal. So that's pretty cool. He is going to be the one who's going to be giving the tours later on today. All right, so what do we have to offer besides this Prezi that's going way too fast? Well, we have distinguished and award-winning professors. We have distinguished and award-winning research here at UCI. We have a great faculty-to-student ratio. I think we have a great environment. We've had rapid departmental growth. We've had departmental growth in pretty much all departments at UCI. We've got lots of scholarships available for outstanding students, and we have programs for students who are interested in secondary teaching careers, right? Remember, save money. You don't have to go on and do a credential program once you graduate from here, because you'll have your teaching credential and your bachelor's degree, right? If you so choose. All right, so some fun facts. Although all the facts I've been giving you are fun, right? Yeah, that's right. All right, so the Department of Earth System Science is the nation's first interdisciplinary department that was dedicated to climate change. That's pretty cool, right? As you saw, President Obama, who actually was speaking at my graduation in the video that we had up there, he was talking about how we were the first department in the United States to do this. So that's pretty cool, right? The Organic Chemistry Graduate Program has been continuously ranked within the top 10 nationally. We are the home of the world's first sewage-powered hydrogen fueling station for cars. I don't know if that's really cool or kind of gross. More than 5,000 solar panels have been used to help provide power to the university. The other thing that I want to say is the thing that I've loved about UCI is how much students can affect change here on campus. So when I started here, this was sort of at the beginning of the global climate change movement, and we weren't really as advanced as I say we are now, and that really started from the students. So the students created clubs where they would go around and they would place recycling bins in every single classroom. And they would go and they would change out the recycling bins, right? And that, just that little movement really changed the entire campus. So now this is run by facilities and not by students. And now we have challenged our buses to make them be emission-free and to go into hydrogen buses. We have developed solar panels on pretty much all of our buildings. If you walk outside, all of our parking lots are covered with solar panels because we're using solar energy. We reduced our water usage by more than 20%, which was faster than any other university in the United States. So we really have changed because of something that the students thought was important, right? And a lot of those students were in our department, right? In the departments of Earth System Science, in the departments of chemistry, and they were the ones who decided to affect this change on campus. So whenever I see a brand new group of students who's coming into UCI, I always tell you, if there's something you want to change, you can do that here. You can start that process here. And so I think that's a really cool fact about UCI, right? And as you'll see, a lot of people who work here went here. So when you go here, you can have a voice because a lot of us we end up working here, right? And so we try to speak for what we wanted as a student and what we needed to get from the campus as a student, right? All right, so Princeton Review named UCI among the best value colleges for 2014. I believe we were also named the most green campus back in 2015 or 2016. We were also the first public university to win 2 Nobel Peace Prizes in the same year, right? And both were within the School of Physical Sciences. Woohoo! That's right. All right, today our innovative research and discoveries and progressive insights are changing the lives around the globe, right? We unboiled the egg. Yes? People might think that's kind of silly. I'm sure that you can talk a little bit more to that later. You're like, no. So as far as I know, with my very limited knowledge of chemistry, remember I graduated in math, okay? That was really important because it was one of the first steps in research for cancer. An egg simulates a cell, and so unboiling the egg means that we can start to change what's happening to a cell that we couldn't have changed before. And that was within the chemistry department, right? Okay, so when you choose UC Irvine, because I know you're all going to choose UC Irvine, right? Of course. All right, so when you choose UC Irvine, we will be doing academic advising sessions in the summer. So today is to kind of answer some general questions that you guys might have. But when we do our academic advising sessions, we do bring in pretty much our entire staff. So we are able to really have more one-on-one attention with your students and make sure that they're registering for the right classes and make sure that they know how to register for their classes in the future, okay? All right, so students are going to learn more about the school and their major requirements during these sessions. They're going to learn about the different programs that we're going to offer here at UCI and how to use all of our systems because we tend to be kind of a tech-savvy school here, right? Or we try to be anyways. Okay, so for transfer students, we are very one-on-one with you in the summer. And we really do work out a very specific plan for you because transfer students, you guys are all coming from different backgrounds. You all have different classes done. So we can't kind of give you a general, this is what you're going to take, but we do have those little sheets up here that you can take a look at that might give you kind of an idea of what you might be able to take. But for freshmen, you guys are all going to pretty much be taking the same classes. So this is what our freshmen will take usually within their first year. You guys can take out your phones, take pictures, you know. I know all the students are going to do that and all the parents are like busy writing the notes down, right? So these are usually what we take. So freshmen in the sciences, what you're going to take is you're going to take a math class, a science class, a general education class, and usually a writing class. And that's pretty standard no matter what science you're going to be going into. So anyone in biology, engineering, ICS, physical sciences, you're all pretty much taking the same core science classes within your first year, right? All right, I don't see any more phones out, so I'm going to change the slide. Okay, so I did have to add in this slide. I know I said I wasn't going to do a lot of academic advising, but I wanted to add in this slide only because you guys, my freshmen in here, are the first year of students who will have completed the brand new SAT. How many of you guys in here are using your SAT and took the SAT after January 2016? All right, you guys cannot use your SAT to satisfy entry-level writing. So unless you've done AP, IB, taken a community college class or any of the other things up here, then you will need to sign up for the entry-level writing exam, okay? I believe the next one is going to be on like May 13th. So just so you guys know, it's a heads up because it is brand new, and so some of the information online is a little bit confusing. If you did the SAT before January, or in January 2016 or before, then you are fine, right? You can use your SAT to satisfy entry-level writing. For all my transfer students out there, that's a requirement for you to transfer here, so you're done with it. You don't have to worry about this and read through that huge, all that text, okay? All right, so financial aid and scholarships. The majority of our students here at UCI are dependent upon financial aid or do utilize financial aid. So I know that you guys are probably going to have a lot of questions about that. I believe financial aid will be boothing and probably has already done some informational sessions for today as well. Just make sure that you are always completing your FAFSA and you never forget to do that every single year. You have to redo it. We do have a blue and gold opportunity program here at UCI where if you are in financial need, we do have grants that are given to you, which means that you don't necessarily have to pay them back. And these grants can usually be used to cover your tuition, if you're taking summer classes or what have you, okay? All right, campus life. Now's where all the students start to perk up, right? You guys want to learn about what's fun to do around here. Okay, so I think we have some of the best housing communities. I don't know if you guys have gone on a housing tour. If you haven't, please do so. Housing, I think, is a really important thing for students to consider when they are choosing a college, right? There are some UCs where they don't have a lot of space and they pack you into these really tiny rooms and they have 3 or 4 of you in there. We really try not to do that here at UCI. I think we have some really nice housing options for students that give you a little bit more of your space, right? And so our freshmen usually live in either Mesa Court or Middle Earth. Some of our freshmen do end up living in the apartment complexes if they either register late or if they choose to do so. The thing that I like about UCI is I think we also try to incrementally teach you what next steps you're going to have in life, right? So for any of you who will be living on campus, we do have the freshman dorms, but then we also have a sophomore year dorm. So what happens is during your freshman year, all of your food is provided for you. You have someone who comes and cleans the house for you. It's very nice, right? You just kind of have to learn how to do your laundry and how to study and all that stuff. In your second year, you no longer have meals provided for you. There is someone who kind of comes in every once in a while and will sort of clean up, but it's more left up to you and you have a little bit more responsibility. Then when you get to your third and your fourth year, you can choose to live in on-campus apartments, right? Where they do still provide things for you, like if your roommate were to drop out of the lease, they'll end up finding someone to fill it for you so you don't have to shell out the money for that every month, unlike off-campus apartments. But you have to cook and you have to clean for yourself while you're doing all your studies. So if you choose to live on campus, I'd suggest very strongly that you go over and you take a housing tour, okay? All right, we are also a commuter campus, right? I was someone whose family lived very close by, and many of my friends did commute to UCI. If you are going to be commuting, just know we do have a huge number of students that do commute back and forth, and just make sure that you do start to get involved either through campus clubs or within your department itself so that you can make sure that you are making connections on campus, right? But if you are commuting, you will want to buy your parking permit, and I suggest you buy it over summer so you don't have to wait in that very long line on the first day of classes for all the freshmen that forgot to buy their parking permits over summer, right? Okay, safety. So UC Irvine is very big on safety. We actually have our very own police department just for the campus. Irvine itself as a city has been the safest city for the past 10 years in a row, the first 6 of which we were in the population of 100,000 to 200,000 people, and now we're in the cities of populations 200,000 and above. And so we have been really the safest city in our population bracket for the past 10 years in a row. It is really nice to be in a safe city. If I had a class that got out at 10 o'clock, I could walk home and I'd see police officers on the street and I know that I was really safe here. It's a very comfortable place. We also have our blue light safety system on campus. So if you're walking around and you see those blue poles everywhere, there's a reason for those, right? If you press that button, that immediately alerts the police and knows that you're in trouble and you need to come to campus. They need to come to campus and need to come to you immediately, right? And trust me, the response times are ridiculously fast. All right, we also have a safety escort program. So if you are here on campus late at night, we do offer free rides for you where someone will come and pick you up and take you to anywhere that is considered to be on-campus housing or nearby housing for free. So it's a way for you not to have to walk home in the middle of the night if you're concerned about that. And like I said, it is completely free. We do take safety here very seriously. Okay, so clubs and organizations, now on to the fun stuff. So you know you're going to be safe, now you want to know that you're going to have fun, right? We do have nearly 600 registered clubs here on campus. So like, what does that mean? That means that if there's not a club here for you, you can obviously make one, right? I mean, we have this many clubs, they're very easy to make, they're very easy to create. But chances are out of the 600 clubs, there's gonna be something that you're going to be interested in, right? Just this year, one of our old peer advisors decided that she wanted to create a women in chemistry club, and she did so, and they'll actually be boothing out there. So like I said, if there's not something that speaks to you and you want to create something, that's what UCI is here for. It's here for you to create something, for you to have an impact on the campus. All right, so we do have the student newspaper, which is a really cool newspaper. You can read their articles on their Facebook page if you want to. We have student government, we have our own radio. We've got all kinds of things to do here on campus, right? Okay, so sports. As you may know, we do not have a football team. If you did not know that, surprise. We do adopt the Rams every summer. They come and live in my building for a few weeks. which is kind of cool. 'Cause it's like, you know, these big giant football players walking around your work while you're working there. But we do have a lot of intramural sports. We do have a really, really, really great gym that does have a lot of area for sports, and so we do have, and we are a Division I sports competition campus as well. I know, like, our volleyball team is supposed to be really good this year, right? Anyone know? No? Nobody knows? Okay. All right, so UCI resources and experiences. We have so many resources on this campus. It is crazy. I mean, I am working here and I'm constantly learning about new resources that we're opening up for our students. So if you need anything, that's what our office is for, right? You come into us, you say, hey, I'm having this problem. What kind of resources do you have? That's what we're there for. We can direct you. We can get you the help that you are going to need while you're here going to school. We have lots of really, really incredible things. Like I said, I did talk about the Arc. The Arc is our gym. How many of you guys have seen it? Yeah, it's really cool, right? They have like the giant rock climbing wall on the inside. Yeah, they've got really fun classes there that you can take. Your membership is free while you're a student. And then they have reduced money classes. So you can go in and take like cooking classes and karate and dance classes and all kinds of stuff. So it is really fun. We have an amazing career center. Our career center is so cool. They have you like upload your resume online and then put in all your information, and companies will contact them and say, hey, I want a student who's a math major with a 3.0 GPA. And they go into their bank of resumes and they just send your resume straight to the company for you. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. So they've got lots of really great resources for you as well. We have a club in every single department that we have. In some departments, we have multiple clubs, right? For our math department, we have our math club, but we also have an actuarial science society. For our chemistry department, we have our chemistry club, and then we also have our women in chemistry club. And so like I said, if you ever want to create a departmental club, you're more than welcome to do so. In the School of Physical Sciences, we do offer free tutoring, which is nice, right? Yeah, yay! We do offer free tutoring for a lot of our introductory classes, and past that, there is also a tutoring program here at UCI called LARC, which is a reduced fee tutoring program. So you can pay a small fee and then you can go and use their tutoring services there as well. All right, more resources. These ones are more fun, right? We've got our cross-cultural center. We do have a huge international student population, who I'm sure some of them are joining us online tonight. And it's really nice when you're here and it might be a new culture for you to get involved with people who are having the same experiences that you are. And so we do have our cross-cultural center here at UCI, which does provide services for that. ASUCI is our associated student body. We have lots of volunteer opportunities here at UCI. Fun sports events, like our basketball games are usually here, and people will all go to the Bren Event Center and watch our basketball team, and all kinds of fun things. Like I said, about half of our students participate in research before they graduate. Well, we have this incredible program called UROP here on campus, which can help you find funding and other things for research for you to do here. We do also have an education abroad program. I would say probably about 1/3 of our students participate in the study abroad program here. It's a really cool thing, especially for those of you who are like in physics or in ESS, for you to go and take classes that we just don't offer here at UCI, and you can take them in a different country and they'll still give you credit. And you don't have to pay any more money than you would have normally paid to go here to UCI. It's pretty nice, right? So besides all the amazing things I've already told you, why would you want to choose UCI, right? Well, first of all, it's an absolutely gorgeous city to live in. We have tons of natural reserves. There's tons of places to hike. We're really close to the beach. It's absolutely beautiful here. We have lots of outdoor recreation. We are very close to a lot of shopping centers. Don't worry, parents, you don't have to know about that, right? Just give your credit card to the kids, they'll go crazy. No, I'm just kidding, don't. All right, within 30 minutes of UCI, we have Disneyland, Angel Stadium, and Knott's. A lot of our students do end up working at Disneyland because it's a great place to work and it's really close by. And like I said, we are by all of these gorgeous beaches, right? Sometimes like UCI will pay for buses and they'll come and pick students up for like $1 or something and take them to the beach on the weekends for some of the housing communities and different things. So we are really close by to the beach. It is really, really beautiful and absolutely wonderful. If you're not from Orange County, this can be a huge perk, right? All right, so life after UCI. It is our big push to get you guys to always start thinking about what you want to use this education for, right? Because while you're here, the classes that you're going to be taking are going to shape the opportunities that you're going to have once you graduate. So it's important for us to help guide you and to help pick the right things for you moving forward. Although, of course, we don't expect you to know what you want to do today. You just picked your major, right? So a lot of our students do go on to graduate schools, and we do have students who go to some of the best graduate schools in the country. We have students who do careers in just about anything and everything. We have students who go on to be attorneys. We have students who go on to be professors, some of them within our own department still. And we have students who go on to start their own companies, students who go on to teach, students who go to medical school and pharmacy school, right, especially in the chemistry department. I believe that our chemistry program produces the most number of students who go to pharmacy school every year. So these are some quotes that students have said about our degrees while they were here at UCI. I like physical sciences Physical sciences as a school is unique because it acts as a basis for every other science. And I would even expand on that and say I think that we act as a basis for everything else that's going on, right? In order to understand science, I mean, that can impact everything, right? That can impact policy, that can impact government, that can impact society, and that still can have an impact on science itself. Okay, so activities for today. I'm going to take a couple of questions here, not too many because I want to get to our questions with the faculty member who's been nice enough to be here for us today. We are going to be boothing right outside, so if you have any additional questions, you're more than welcome to ask me out there. As a reminder, because I am live streaming this, any questions you guys ask me, I'm going to repeat back to you just so that they can hear it online as well. All right, so does anyone have any questions for me? Yeah. Sure. So her question was, how can you participate in the mentorship program? So our mentorship program is for juniors and seniors, and we send out an email to all students who are eligible, which is any junior or senior within our department, and they just have to respond back and register for the program. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah. That is a great question. So a concentration differs from a specialization in a very sort of small way. A concentration, so his question was, what's the difference between a concentration and a specialization? So a concentration means that the student is taking classes within another department. So they might be taking classes in the Department of Economics, or they might be taking classes in the departments of engineering. Whereas a specialization means that you are choosing classes within your own department in order to specialize in a certain field. So in mathematics, you're choosing applied classes over pure classes, over theoretical ones. So you might specialize in applied classes, if that makes sense. All right, I think we probably have time for one more. Yeah. Sure, that's a great question. So how do you go about signing up for a concentration or choosing a specialization? It's usually a fairly simple process. As you can tell by what I've told you before, everyone pretty much takes the same classes for the first 2 years, and then you'll concentrate or you'll specialize in your last 2 years. So the application process usually involves you meeting maybe with a faculty member or maybe with one of us, depending on your department. And we make that pretty clear to our juniors and seniors so they do understand and they do know how to go about the process. But it's usually fairly simple. All right. Maybe we'll try one more question. Yes. Yeah. Within the same school, okay. So what is the procedure for changing the major within the same school? So as of right now, you guys are free to change your major within our school. Up until June 1st, you will do that on your My Admissions page in your Message Center portal. After June 1st, you'll contact our office and we'll see if there's availability left for you to switch, and you can also switch at our orientation program. The only exception really being within the physics department, because we do have to make sure that you meet the criteria in order to change there. Once you're an actual student here, so starting on the first day of classes, you will have to meet change of major criteria within each school. It's a little bit easier if you're within our school because you can take all of our classes without really having too much trouble. We do restrict a lot of our classes to School of Physical Sciences students, so we do make sure that you get all the classes that you need. And so you can take a couple of classes within, let's say you were math and you want to switch to chemistry. You can take those chemistry classes without having any issue, and within 2 to 3 quarters you can be able to switch as long as you're doing well. Okay? All right. So I think we're going to end the live stream. So for everyone who's joining us online, thank you so much for joining us during this presentation.